Guys, I'm sorry I'm starting this video off with a rant. Message to NFL.com. Please stop auto-playing videos that have nothing to do with the article. We've got an article here ranking all the 62 starting quarterbacks in the 2021 season. Great job by this dude. Probably took a lot of time, a lot of effort. I'm ready to react to it. But then they autoplay. Mini movie. Relive Tom Brady's final season. I don't care about that. Why are you autoplaying it? If I wanted to watch that, I would go search it up on YouTube or I'd watch NFL Network. Come on, don't autoplay. I don't even know why there's a video there. Can we just get this dude did 62 starting quarterbacks this dude ranked, and they put a freaking video that autoplays at the top. Let's give this man some credit, Gregg Rosenthal. Congratulations. I'm going to be reacting to this list, all 62 starting quarterbacks, rapid fire, just based on 2021 play alone. And he's got Brady at number 1. I think this is more sentimental. A lot of people moved Brady kind of to their top. They said he should have won MVP after it came out that he was retiring. Personally, I would put Aaron Rodgers number 1, but I understand he is retiring. It's his final year. He had more counting stats than Rodgers, although let's be honest, he had a lot more weapons than Aaron Rodgers. Chris Godwin didn't get hurt until way late in the season. Antonio Brown didn't have his little meltdown until way late in the season, so he had a loaded team. But Tom Brady, for what he did at year 22, it is crazy. Also, I find this very helpful. It has their final rankings from previous years. So 2020, Brady was 2nd. 2019, he was 14th. That was his last year in New England. So just kind of interesting. You can take a look where Brady ranks throughout the years. Rodgers comes in at 2nd. Not surprising. If you're going to put Brady first, you got to put the MVP at least at 2nd. The one knock on Rodgers, there's been this narrative out there now that Aaron Rodgers tries to not throw interceptions by throwing the ball away. Whether you believe that or not, I mean, listen, when Allen Lazard is your number 2 receiver, you have no tight end. The Packers do a horrible job with roster construction. But no, they needed to draft Jordan Love in the first round and really use assets on that. That's why Rodgers will be leaving the Packers. So I would have Rodgers at number 1 and Brady at number 2. Josh Allen at number 3. I don't think anyone can argue. The playoffs, unbelievable. This kid keeps ascending. I would say the MVP frontrunner next year. Number 1 maybe in odds. Are you going to put Aaron Rodgers at number 1 in odds for a 3rd straight year? I highly doubt he's going to win back-to-back-to-back MVPs. You can take a look at Josh Allen's ascension, 32 to 18 to 5, and then now to 3. So he really has ascended. Justin Herbert. I would probably have Justin Herbert number 6. If we're including Brady in the rankings, I would probably put Herbert at 6. But, what a start to his career. 9th and then 4th. So both years he's ranked top 10. That's very rare to see a rookie quarterback ranked 9th and then 2nd year there's no sophomore slump from him. What did he have? 38 passing touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Very impressive. I can't argue that much. Stafford, very similar to Herbert. I will say playing with McVay helps. They did have a very good offense, really good receiving core even after Robert Woods went down because you had Odell come in there and win the Super Bowl. A lot of people talking about Matt Stafford. Is he a Hall of Famer? I think it's TBD. I think he needs a few Pro Bowls personally, but he does certainly have the counting stats, and they do actually, because there's no way Stafford threw 50 passing touchdowns in the regular season. They're factoring in the playoffs with these stats, which I don't agree with, but that's what they're doing. Burrow at number 6. I think I had Burrow at around number 4 in my final rankings. Just his overall efficiency, unbelievable. Clear franchise quarterback. Clearly in at least the top 6 or 7. Mahomes at number 7. Look at Mahomes' finishes. 2017 didn't play his rookie year. 2018 first overall. 2019 second overall. 2020 third overall. Now he's 7th overall. That is a crazy start to your career. And Mahomes, this year maybe a little bit of a step back. You're not always going to have your best year. Mahomes definitely could be one of those guys that comes back to win another MVP next year after really being out of the MVP race this year, kind of as a narrative perspective. I think him and Josh Allen are going to be 1-2 in terms of MVP. Also, Kyler Murray coming in at number 8. Weird year for Murray. He was actually the MVP frontrunner early on, got injured, came back, didn't play well, threw a fit on social, or, deleted all the stuff on social media, but apparently him and the Cardinals are all right, and he's going to be coming back. That doesn't surprise me. Dak Prescott at number 9. I think that's the perfect spot for him. Number 9, kind of, just behind the upper echelon quarterbacks, but in front of guys that, like Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, who didn't have a great year. I agree with that. Derek Carr at number 10. I think it's a little high, but personally, I'm not extremely high on Derek Carr. That, you take a look at his finishes: 10th, 5th, 21, 22nd, 16th, 12th, and now 10th. So Derek Carr, very average. I think that would average out to probably like 15th or 16th, which is extremely average. He's just I guess he's above average in terms of NFL quarterbacking, compared to everyone else, but just as a general quarterback, I think he is average, if that makes sense. Russell Wilson coming in at number 11, off year for him. His counting stats were better than, I think, his overall game. 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I think he was worse than that. Take a look at his finishes, man. 6th, 8th, 4th, 9th, 5th, 6th, 3rd. This dude's a consensus top 10 quarterback since 2013, except for this year where he's 11th. Ryan Tannehill, that's way too high. He did not have a good year. I would probably put him at like 16th or 17th. Him in front of Kirk Cousins is comical. 22 passing touchdowns, 17 interceptions in front of Kirk Cousins. I understand Kirk Cousins didn't make the playoffs. He has really good receiver weapons, but that's not a correct ranking. Also, Kirk Cousins, 11th, 13th, 10th, 13th, 8th, 15th. Kind of right around the same range. That's why I say the Vikings might look to move on from Cousins. I think this is the last year of his contract. But he should definitely be in front of Ryan Tannehill based on last year. I don't care if Tannehill made the playoffs. He played in a way, AFC North watered down division completely. Lamar Jackson, he struggled with the turnovers this year for sure. 6 fumbles, 13 interceptions. But, you're going to get his passing stats aren't going to be the greatest. He's more of a dual threat running guy. And yeah, he did look like an MVP candidate through 5 weeks. He was putting up crazy numbers, but just struggled with those interceptions. The way he started his career, you knew it was going to be, there were going to be some rough patches, and this year was kind of one of them. Got injured, but I still think, if you were to rank quarterbacks going into next year, Lamar Jackson is a top 10 quarterback. Matt Ryan, a little bit high for Matt Ryan, I would say. Like, I would have Mac Jones in front of Matt Ryan probably. It's tough with Matt Ryan. He's a good quarterback. He's old. He's on a team that just doesn't have very many weapons. The Calvin Ridley situation doesn't help, clearly. The one thing I was looking at with the Packers, with the Falcons, they've got no receivers on their roster for next year. They're probably going to re-sign Cordero Patterson, but Calvin Ridley, very likely getting traded. Russell Gage is a free agent. All their receivers are free agents. It's really weird, but 15th, I would probably have him a little lower. It just seems like he's past his prime. It really does. Year 14, some guys, move past their prime quicker than others. I think he's moved past it. Even if he went to a really good offense, I don't think he would put up that MVP season that he had. Did he finish first? Wow, they finished him second. That's disrespectful. Matt Ryan was by far, I assume they have Brady first in 2016. Let me just quickly look at this. Did they have Brady first in 2016? Yeah, no. Matt Ryan was clearly the MVP. He completely deserved it. I cannot believe that people argue Brady should be. Let Matt Ryan have his year. That was an unbelievable year for Matt Ryan. I don't understand that. What did they win, 14 games in the regular season? Mac Jones, number 16. 24 passing touchdowns, 15 interceptions. This is factoring in playoffs, so I'm not sure. Obviously, they got crushed by the Bills in the playoffs. I'm not sure if he threw in any interceptions. But yeah, Mac Jones, I think he has a really low ceiling, but a really high floor. So I would tell Patriots fans to really temper their expectations. They're seeing Mac Jones coming at number 16, play, really well, start every game. He started every game as a rookie, 18 games, so 17 regular season and then the one playoff game. But yeah, this is a guy that has a very high floor, meaning he's not going to be a bust. He's going to be good early on, but a low ceiling, meaning I don't expect him to ascend to any sort of MVP level or something like that. The Patriots fans are like, look at this, look at what he can do as a rookie. Imagine year 2, year 3, year 4. They're going to be disappointed. He's just not that quarterback. Guy with a very high floor, low ceiling. Jalen Hurts at number 17, can't argue it. I mean, this is a dual threat guy. Is he the guy for the Eagles long term? I don't think so. I don't think he is a good enough passer of the football to be given a franchise level contract, kind of for a franchise quarterback. Also, those 10 fumbles, you don't want to kill the kid too much. It's only year 2, but I just don't think he can throw the football well enough. Teddy Bridgewater, oh my goodness. I would definitely have Teddy Bridgewater below Carson Wentz here. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater, you get what you get. I think he'd be a great backup in this league, but a starter on a winning team, it's just not going to happen. It really isn't going to happen at this point in his career. Carson Wentz, I'm somebody that I think I'm hard on Carson Wentz. This list has him 19th. They say the Colts have an above-average offense. I understand that, but they still don't have great receivers. You know, they really don't have a number one receiver. T.Y. Hilton is washed. Michael Pittman is, I've said this, Michael Pittman is going to be an unbelievable number 2 wide receiver in this league. He's not a number 1. He is not a number 1 wide receiver. He's going to be a great number 2, but he does not have the aspects of a number 1 receiver, at least in my opinion, what I look for. But a great number 2 possession guy, yeah, he should be at least 15th or 14th, and I feel like I'm being hard on him. But 19th is ridiculous. Jimmy G, 20th, can't argue it. He's average. You know, I think the 49ers will trade him probably for a second-round pick. That's what I think they'll get for him. Maybe like kind of a higher second-round pick, though. Not, you know, I've heard things about them trading him for like the 11th overall pick to the Commanders. Like, there's no way he's going to garner the 11th overall pick personally. But, wow, he finished 30th? I don't even remember last year, but 20th, yeah, probably pretty fair. Just an average quarterback playing an above-average system. And you take a look at the receiving weapons. I mean, you've got Deebo Samuel, you've got Brandon Ayuk, you've got George Kittle, although he's been injured, but still, holy crap. Jameis Winston, incomplete. You can't really judge it. He did start off the season pretty well. But again, this is every quarterback that started a game. I'm going to have to start moving quicker. Tua at 22. You know, it just feels like they don't want to take the training wheels off Tua. Felt like that his rookie year, feels like that year 2. But it also feels like Tua is not ready to, or doesn't, or it's like he's scared to make or throw an interception or make a mistake, which is something I never want to see out of my rookie quarterbacks or my young quarterbacks. Year 1 and year 2, Tua, there's very little difference. They're very conservative. You need to push the ball down the field. Yeah, sure, you're going to make some throws that are interceptions. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. I don't know if he's worried about losing his starting job or what, but he has been very conservative his first 2 years in the NFL. I would really like to see him open it up. I am still optimistic on him potentially being a franchise quarterback. Jared Goff at 23. It's hard to judge him. I mean, this is a team that clearly was not going to be very good. I think the Lions' second overall pick this year. So, yeah, I mean, he did prosper pretty well with Sean McVay and that Todd Gurley Rams offense. He was the former number 1 overall pick, but at the end of the day, I would say probably when it comes to a number 1 overall pick, clearly didn't live up to those standards. He might have made 1, maybe 2 Pro Bowls, maybe 2017, 2018. But yeah, I mean, but it's like with Jared Goff, I think he's just happy to be a starter right now. Like, really, where is he going to go? You know, and he's in a situation where he's not going to be able to do anything. There's no receivers. I guess, shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm sorry for disrespecting you, but other than that, there's no receivers. Daniel Jones, kind of an enigma. Look at Daniel Jones' final ranks, 23, 24, and now 24. So just no improvement for Daniel Jones through 3 years in the NFL. The fumbles are a main concern. He was injured for a lot of this year. The one thing I always mentioned with Daniel Jones, sneaky athletic. Sneaky athletic. It's weird. Everyone thinks he's a klutz because he fell that one time during Thursday Night Football, but the dude can actually run and move. It's weird. Baker comes in at 25. It's tough. You take a look at his finishes, 12, 24, and 11, and now 25. So it's like one good season, one bad season, one good season, one bad season. The injuries hurt. I think he was playing basically all of the season except for week 1 injured. So incomplete. This is going to be a make or break year 5 for the Browns. They're not going to give him a new contract. They're going to make him prove it. We'll see if he can prove it. If he can't, the Browns will find a new quarterback. It's as simple as that. Tyler Huntley, the first backup on this list, and he did step in admirably for Lamar Jackson. Whether or not he can be a starter in this league, I don't think so, but I haven't seen enough. His stats actually weren't good. 3 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but to me, he was better than that. Like, he moved their offense. Taylor Heineke, that's a pretty low ranking for him, but I don't, he's not going to be a starter next year. There's no way. There's no way he'll be a starter. Justin Fields, he's a guy I'm really high on. He's a rookie. It is what it is. You're going to have the 12 fumbles, the 7 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He can run, though. He can run, and he's developing. The Bears need to get another receiver. They're going to lose Allen Robinson in free agency. They need to get Justin Fields another weapon, preferably a young weapon, although they do not have their first-round pick this coming year. Big Ben, I think this is kind of disrespectful to Ben. I would put him at like 22. I think 29th is a little ridiculous. He did throw for 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. You can take a look at his final rankings overall. Kind of a top 10 guy until, wow, he finished 37th. I think that's because he started one game. They rank every quarterback that started a game. It's unbelievable. 30th, Taysom Hill. A lot of these guys, Taysom Hill, he's a runner. He's kind of a weapon, but that contract the Saints gave him, that's why they're in salary cap hell, because they give out these contracts that are just crazy. Davis Mills at 31. There's been kind of this weird Davis Mills cult fan club where they compare Davis Mills' stats to other rookie quarterbacks and say he's actually, good, he could be a future quarterback. I just think it's a bunch of garbage time stats personally. I don't think Davis Mills is a viable starter in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 9 fumbles. He's a rookie in a bad situation. Please get him an offensive tackle, a franchise offensive tackle, another receiver. Give him a chance to succeed. We'll see what he can do year 2. Andy Dalton, he's a good backup, I guess. I don't know. Jacoby Brissett, another backup quarterback. These are all just going to be backups. Josh Jackson. What did the Bengals have, or the Ravens have 3 different guys start games? Trey Lance, I think he started 1 game. Oh, he, I guess, had 2 starts, they're saying here. Trey Lance finished 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not bad. 0 fumbles. But I heard some interesting things out of San Francisco about their concern about Trey Lance and kind of what he's going to, kind of his development. They don't really trust him for next year. That could just be ridiculous. But there were some rumors that they wanted to bring Jimmy G back because they didn't think he was developed enough. Garner Minchu. A lot of people think Garner Minchu should get a chance at starting. He lit up the Jets. 4 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't know how many games he started, honestly. Trevor Simeon. I'm shocked Trevor Simeon is this high, honestly. Colt McCoy, he started a few games. Geno Smith, who knows? Cam Newton came in, played for Carolina. 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 5 rushing touchdowns, 4 fumbles. Cam, I guess he can be a solid backup quarterback if he embraces it. Again, that's if he embraces it. Sam Darnold should probably be last on this list. He's another starter. Sam Darnold was brutal. I think Sam Darnold was worse than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson kind of stepped it up towards the end. I see Zach Wilson ranked lower, but I'd probably have Zach Wilson higher. 9 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 9 fumbles. Zach Wilson, 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 5 fumbles. Cooper Rush started 1 game, I believe. Tyrod Taylor. Wow, they had Tyrod Taylor pretty low. He was playing decent the first few weeks. He got injured. Nick Foles, I don't even remember him playing. Drew Lock, remember the preseason QB battle, the battle of the most average quarterbacks. Drew Lock versus Teddy Bridgewater. If I was a Broncos fan, I would just shoot myself in the face. Like, our QB battle is Drew Lock versus Teddy Bridgewater. Like, what happened to our franchise? You got to be thinking that if you're a Broncos fan. Like, preseason, is there anything worse than reading the headlines of your team and looking at a QB battle of Teddy Bridgewater versus Drew Lock? You know the season can't end well when something like that is the case. I feel bad for Broncos fans for having to go through that. Case Keenum was horrible this year. Case Keenum has no arm at this point. The Browns are going to cut him to save money against the cap. Jordan Love. Oh, who remembers that brutal game he had against Kansas City? I think it was his first start, so it's whatever. 2 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles. Mike White. Remember the one good game he had? Mike White finished the season 5 touchdowns, 8 picks, 0 fumbles. 400 passing yards against the Bengals. Joe Flacco. He's still hanging around. You love to see it. P.J. Walker. 1 passing touchdown, 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles. Mason Rudolph. The Steelers are like, oh yeah, we're going to next year with Mason Rudolph as our starter. Yeah, I don't think so. Tim Boyle. Oh my God. So, this is a funny story. I remember this dude starting. There was a game, Browns against Lions, and the weather was horrible. It might have been like week 13 or week 14, and I remember watching it and thinking to myself, how can anybody like the NFL more than college football after watching this? It was so bad. Go look up Browns Lions and just look at the weather. Browns, I don't know what week it was, but oh my God, what a horrible game. Nick Mullins. You remember when he came in when all the Browns, when Baker was out? Oh yeah, he started the Raiders game and the Browns lost on like a walk-off field goal, 16-14. He didn't do anything, 140 passing yards, no turnovers. Garrett Gilbert, did he even play? Sean Mannon. Brandon Allen. I mean, these guys aren't even playing here. Ryan Fitzpatrick. You hate to see it with what happened with Fitzpatrick. They thought he was going to be their quarterback. He suffered a life-changing hip injury. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was that bad. Did this dude die from a hip injury? We got to make sure Fitzmagic is still alive. Mike Glennon. Oh, it was brutal. Oh, Michael. No, Ian Buck. So these two right here. Jake Fromm. Oh, Jake Fromm had a brutal game against the Eagles. Look up Jake Fromm Eagles stats from this year. It was really bad. I actually have to agree Jake Fromm is probably the worst. Ian Book is right. Remember Ian Book's Monday night start? Oh, these is just horrible quarterback play. The worst quarterback play I've ever seen. Oh my God, the name is not coming to me. It was like 2 years ago. I forgot who it was. Who was it? It was the Dallas Cowboys quarterback Sunday night game in Philadelphia. And it was a dude who just, like, he had no business being out. Like, you could just tell. He was completely outmatched. He could not complete a pass. I forgot who it was, but Mike Glennon, 4 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 6 fumbles. Ian Buck played 1 game, 135 passing yards, 2 interceptions. Jake Fromm's stats were so bad against the Eagles. Oh, my God. Well, that's it. That is all the quarterbacks that started a game, and those last ones were pretty funny. But, guys, overall, pretty good list. You got to give this dude credit for going through the entire, going through every quarterback to start a game. I guess they do this every year. You can see all their rankings right here. So they do it every year and kind of go back to 2013. But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.